Hello everyone, my name is Kid Lee, and welcome to a style of video that I plan to do a lot more moving forward. It's going to be an opinion-based style video, a topic style of video. So down in the comments below, if there's a particular topic that you'd like me to talk about, go ahead and leave it and I will see what I can do. For this episode, this is a topic that came from some of my viewers on Twitch. They wanted to know, what could Bioware do to really bring people back to the game? And I'm going to go ahead and start this off with 3 words, and it's going to be big and bold. Bioware has to do something big and bold in order to get the gaming community, people outside of the SWTOR community to talk about this game once again. So here's a couple of examples of things they could do to get people talking about the game again. The first thing that has come up from a few people is, well, should SWTOR maybe pull a Final Fantasy XIV Online? Now, for those who don't know what I'm referring to, the Final Fantasy MMO launched, wasn't doing so hot, then they went ahead and shut the game down to do the revamp. They relaunched, and now it is one of the hottest and fastest growing MMOs out there. Now, do I think something like that would work for SWTOR? My answer is actually going to be no. I don't think that they would need to shut the game down to make the changes that are needed for this game to be better. And if you take a look at the 1 to 50 content in particular, I personally think that Star Wars The Old Republic has got the best 1 to 50 content out of any MMO. The very story-driven, sort of standard Bioware storytelling style works incredibly well for this MMO. A lot of the other MMOs that are out there, the Korean ones in particular, are very, very grindy. Little to no story, lots of reading text, the occasional cutscene. And, cutscenes is something that Blizzard has gotten a lot better at with World of Warcraft, adding more and more of that to their game. But yeah, SWTOR has them all beat when it comes to that early content. Now, of course, it's the later content, the end game content, which most people have issues with. They say there's just not enough there, there's not enough to do, and I think that's where people really truly get lost in this game. Going back to my mission statement for this video, big and bold, Bioware has to do something big and bold to the end game to really bring people back in. And I think the best way to do it would be to bring the wars back to the stars. This game really needs some sort of true open space exploration and combat. Now, whether or not some of that is, sharded, some of it's open, I think some combination of both could definitely work. But some type of space exploration with much greater ship customization is something that I think would do wonders for this game. I mean, if you can imagine you getting together with your friends, whether it's Flashpoint style, raid style, open style, whatever, you're getting together with your friends. You launch out into space with your custom fighters or maybe a larger ship that you're running together, and you're doing these space battles, you're completing these objectives, you're maybe mining, exploring, doing really, really interesting things in space. That would be something that's truly big and bold and would really get people talking about this game again. So, moving away from that, moving over to something else. When you look at some of the other MMOs, World of Warcraft in particular, what is something in those games that always draws people back? And the answer is a new class. Now, of course, the developers of SWTOR have said they would never do another 1 to 50 class again. Well, they might have to reconsider. If they brought in a new original story with a new class, 1 to 50, that would make a lot of people come back to this game. And if they wanted to go ahead and put a nice little twist on it, make it neutral. And at some point in that story, you have to choose a side, and that is a choice that absolutely would matter. Or, you know what? Let's go even crazier. Let's go one step further. Pure neutral the entire way. You can go to both fleets, both sides. You are completely neutral across the board. You know, something that they maybe should have done with the smugglers and bounty hunters in the first place. But that's another tale for another video, I think. I think they potentially missed an opportunity with that Knight of Zakul class. I think they could still do it, but that would be a perfect example of something they could do that would be truly neutral. Now, let's actually talk about the Knight of Zakul. Instead of doing a 1 to 50, all right, let's pull the World of Warcraft thing. Let's do a hero class. You can still make it neutral, have them pick a side, and instead of doing the whole 1 to 50 thing, started at 60, started at 65, started at 70. Put together a couple of chapters for it. So maybe a 4 to 6 hour story experience for that new class. That could work as well. The last thing I'll talk about maybe isn't as big and bold as the last two that I just mentioned, but simply putting more stuff into the game, more things to do overall, I think would put the game in a much better place. You know, one thing that was discovered here recently with the CXP bug, they discovered that, hey, we could perhaps boost certain areas of the game and almost create these little mini events by just simply boosting things in a particular area. And I think moving forward, there's a strong possibility of them doing exactly that. But they just need to take that idea and expand on it, and they need to add more events. And frankly, I'm surprised that they have not copied World of Warcraft and added in the pet battle system yet. If you would have gone back about a year or so ago, I would put money on the table that they were going to do that. As they keep adding more and more of these little pets and little starship things, and it's like, add a pet battle system. Why not? I've heard the World of Warcraft one. I think the World of Warcraft one is good. I've never tried it, but I've heard from other people like it. So I guess why not add it into this game as well? But just really the bottom line is they need to add more little things. You know, there could be daily stuff, weekly stuff, monthly stuff, yearly stuff. You know, a lot of the events we have now are, it's going on a week, it's going on 2 weeks. And, that's about it. Make them shorter, make them longer. As an example, I think World of Warcraft has got a couple now. It's like, okay, it's going to happen. Here's the event, and it's not going to come back for another year. And the changes or the things that happened in the event you just did actually have visual repercussions within the game that you're going to have to live with for a year. So there's all kinds of little stuff that could be done. And I think the more of that little stuff they add, the better the game is going to get. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's sort of my thoughts on what Bioware could do to the game to really bring back players and to get people talking about it once again. So, if you have a topic for my next video, go ahead and leave that down below this video, and I will see what I can do. But there you go. That'll go ahead and do it for this one. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. Thank you all so much for watching. And with that being said, everybody keep playing and have fun.